If you're running cold email, especially for B2B outbound, the first line of the email is the most important part. In this video, I'm going to walk you through my exact steps on how I go about first line personalization, what I stopped doing, and most importantly, bad versus good examples so you could try it yourself. Let's jump straight into the video. In this video, we're going to go over 4 main sections. Section 1 is going to be why does the first line matter? Section 2, my first line framework. Section 3, I'm going to show real life examples of bad first line examples versus good. And then section 4, what I don't personalize anymore and why. Why does the first line matter? The first line matters because it tells the prospect or the reader if they should keep reading the rest of your email. This is above the CTAs, the value props, everything like that. This is number 1 because they're never going to get to your CTA, value prop, etc. unless your first line actually hooks them. Okay. Now, I see a lot of people doing this. I'll draw like a drawing here. So imagine, this is like a girl. Just pretend I'm good at drawing. So imagine this is like a girl. Okay. Give her like a smiley face. And your friend goes up to her. Pretend this is your friend. So pretend your friend goes up to her and just asks, like, let's go out. She's obviously going to say no. She's probably going to walk away and not respond. This is exactly what your prospects are doing when they see your email. You are probably just like offering them something or doing something crazy like that. This is like obviously a terrible example, but this is how basically what you're doing. You're walking up to someone you don't even know saying some crazy stuff. Okay, this is what we don't want. This is why the first line matters so much, because if it's relevant to the reader, they'll read it, and if not, they'll delete it. Moving on to section 2, this is literally going to be my first line framework that I kind of walk myself. It's like a mental checklist that I go through. Okay, so my first line usually comes down to referencing one of 4 things, or 2 sometimes. It's either going to be their niche, their role, a hiring signal, because I do staffing and recruiting, or what their firm specializes in. Okay, so these are the 4 mental checklists the checklists that I go through when writing my first line, or even their company state. That is a great one. The company state, it literally shows the prospect that you took the time to go check their website or their email. Okay, so these are the exact 4 steps that I kind of go through when writing the email. It's important to reference their niche because it's going to be relevant to them. Okay, so that's relevance. Their role, that's obviously relevant to them, whether it's a founder or CEO. For example, like, hey, John, love how you're building company name as a CEO. Quick question. Just keep it simple, not too much fluff, get straight to the point. That's obviously going to spark curiosity and make the prospect want to keep reading. Okay, now jumping on to section number 3. This is going to be bad first line versus good first lines. Okay, so let's go through it together. Bad, hey, first name, wanted to connect and share what we do. You're getting straight to spam. This is like terrible. Better, hey, first name, came across company name while researching companies in industry. This is a perfect first line. I actually use this a lot and it's gotten me a lot of replies. Another bad one, hey, first name, just reaching out to introduce myself and our services. Terrible. Like terrible. Nobody cares about you or your services. So stay away from this for sure. Let's X this out. Better, hey, first name, saw your role leading department at company name, quick note. Perfect. Bad, hey, first name, would love to network and explore potential synergy. They don't want to network with you. They have enough networking opportunities. Like, you're not trying to be friends with them. Okay. Better, hey, first name, notice company name has been growing in market/space. Quick question. These are all top tier first lines right here. And these are lines that I actually use to literally double my reply. I noticed that I was actually doing a lot of these right here. Just terrible. Wasn't getting any replies, and I thought cold email didn't work. And now I started using these. My reply rate doubled, tripled, quadrupled as soon as I started using these. Okay, so make sure you fix your first line. But now jumping on to section number 4. I used to do a lot of stuff like this, and I know a lot of people still do stuff like this. This is just what worked best for me personally. Okay, So I don't personalize based on random LinkedIn details anymore, like congrats on your recent post or sorry you went to X university. In my personal experience, stuff like that really just doesn't move the needle. It obviously feels forced, like nobody cares, to be honest. So this is just like a bunch of fluff that I cut out, and it really just doesn't matter. Like just get to the straight to the point in your email. It should literally be less than a paragraph. Okay. That actually brings me on to my point number 2. I don't write long custom paragraphs anymore. Every single like email that I send is like 6 sentences. And that's really all it needs to be. Now moving on to point number 3, I don't fake compliments anymore. I used to, like, congrats on earning this role at XYZ company. I used to do that when I was doing LinkedIn outreach, and I didn't get any replies because they were obviously fake. They felt forced, etc. Okay. Now, I actually want to change this because this has worked for me personally, but I don't like really impressed by your growth at all. Sounds like spam. It's vague. And at the end of the day, relevance beats flattery. That's something that you have to remember as well. So what has worked better for me is one strong relevance baseline, then move into the message, not over personalized, not under personalized, just directly relevant. If you follow this right here, every single email, you will literally start to double your reply rate. Okay. Now I do want to show some examples of replies that I've gotten. So let's jump over to Smart Lead. I said, hello, first name. Came across company name while going through staffing firms in Florida. And then he said, sure, why not? Let's connect. So all you have to do is just literally start a conversation. Okay. Another good example is this one right here. Look how small the email is again. Super small. Hello, first name, came across company name while reviewing staffing firms in California. That's literally all I said. She said, I'm open to a results-driven, performance-based model. I'm available today between 1 and 3 p.m. Central. Send an invite otherwise. Literally just wants to hop straight on a call. Okay. So I wanted to share this with you guys because it's super important to keep the email relevant. What you have to remember is like these are CEOs, these are founders. They're super busy. They're not going to take the time to read a 6-paragraph email or even like a 2-paragraph email like out of the day, especially if your first line of the email isn't hooking them. Okay. So now I wanted to share my process on how I go about finding the company name, the company state, the first names, and everything like that. So let's jump over to Clay. As you see, now we are on Clay. So when I import the leads from Clay, or from Appify, the company state is in here. Okay, all the company states. So what I do in Smart Lead is I just spin tax it for a company state. Okay, that's the easy part. Now when it comes to personalization, this is what I do. So I have a GPT scrape their website. Okay, get all the accomplishments, or just make it relevant to the reader. And then after that, I have a first line personalization agent. This is exactly what the prompt that I gave it. It doesn't have to be this complex, obviously, but the message must follow strict rules, under 20 words, direct Spartan tone, subgrade 6 languages, no owner name, use you because I'm going to implement that in the email, no fluffs, no exclamations, do not start with I, if client name is missing, use your client, scan the company summary at here. Okay, so this is like an easy way. I think only in here, I only have 675 leads in here right now after I cleaned them. This was like, I think like one of my first actual scrapes that I did. But yeah, so I run the GPT, scrape 675 first line personalizations in literally under, it lags a little bit. So I'm going to say like under a minute. Okay. But that's literally all it should take. And then obviously in Smart Lead, you connect your ICP agent, or not your ICP agent, your first line personalization. And then all you have to do is just, hey, first name / first line personalization, or however you want to do it. But this is just one of the ways that I do it, or you could just do something like the templates that I showed you. But that is going to be pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped someone out. And if you guys have any questions about anything, just go ahead and drop them down in the comment below, and I'll be more than happy to answer those for you guys. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.